prettiest matter. T minus 7 seconds.
Today, instead of Bill Nye, me, Professor Tala,
And myself, Professor Bentley.
we'll be talking about catastrophic events that will lead to the destruction of the world.
We are very honored today to have world-renowned paleoclimatologist James Gibson in the studio with us. James? Good evening, James. It's a pleasure to have you in the studio with us.
Pleasure to be here.
Now let's get started, shall we? One example of a catastrophic event is volcanic eruption. When volcanoes erupt, molten rock and ash are emitted and block out the sunlight. Volcanoes release water vapor and sulfur dioxide. The sulfur dioxide reacts with water vapor to form sulfuric acid, which is also commonly referred to as acid rain.
This causes winds in the stratosphere to carry drops of acid rain for thousands of kilometers around the globe, which can also reflect solar radiation back into the space. Therefore, the troposphere cools. One of the worst volcanic eruptions was in 1850, Mount Tambora. The death toll was at least 71,000 people. It caused many global climate anomalies, including the volcanic winter and the year without summer.
It was also rated a 7 on volcanic explosivity index, and it was also out of 7, so it's a pretty big blast. Agricultural crops failed and livestock died in much of the northern hemisphere, which led to the worst famine of the 19th century. The explosion was heard 2,600 kilometers away, and ash fell at least 1,300 kilometers away. Pretty devastating. Pitch darkness was observed as far away as 600 kilometers from the mountain summit for up to 2 days. Another large catastrophe included meteor strikes. They hurled dust, debris, and superheated gases high into the atmosphere, which causes dusty clouds, which in turn can reflect and absorb solar radiation, causing the atmosphere below it cool. The Chicxulub meteorite is one of these examples. It happened 65 million years ago, and it was thought to have wiped out 75% of all life on Earth, and it is also the theory of why the dinosaurs were extinct.
The collision has been estimated to have released 4 times 10 to the power 23 joules of energy, which is equivalent to 100 million megatons of TNT on impact. The most powerful man-made explosive device ever detonated only had a yield of 50 megatons, which makes the Chicxulub impact 2 million times greater.
It's a pretty big meteorite. James, would you like to weigh in?
The impact would have caused some of the largest mega tsunamis in Earth's history, reaching thousands of feet high. A cloud of superheated dust, ash, and steam would have spread from the crater, as an impactor burrowed underground in less than a second. Excavated material along with pieces of the impactor ejected out of the atmosphere by the blast would have been heated to incandescence upon re-entry, broiling the Earth's surface and possibly igniting global wildfires. Meanwhile, enormous shock waves spawned global earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. The emission of dust and particles could have covered the entire surface of the Earth for several years, possibly a decade, creating a harsh environment for living things to survive. The shock production of carbon dioxide caused by the destruction of carbonate rocks would have led to the sudden greenhouse effect. Over a longer period of time, sunlight would have been blocked from the reaching surface of the Earth by the dust particles in the atmosphere, cooling the surface dramatically. Photosynthesis by plants would have also been interrupted, affecting the entire food chain.
Now for your entertainment, please watch the Earth being annihilated by an asteroid.